Coming up today on the Village Idiom.
Favorite thing.
I'd heard that you were fired from being a paleontologist, but I guess that's probably one skeleton you didn't want out of the closet.
That's so stupid.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that takes a popular saying and takes a little dippity dive into its origins and its usage and all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to have some fun. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I am Skinny.
And we're going to get this started right now.
GE is vetting me. They're trying to see if I have any skeletons in my closet.
There it is.
There
Skeleton in
it
the Closet is where we're
is.
going today. And you know what today is? Or at least
At the hearing of
if you're listening to this.
this would be some pre-All Saints Eve-ness.
Yes, that would be Halloween.
Or Halloween. Well, if you're going to go straight to the easiest, fastest way of saying it, then of course.
Sure, fair enough.
But someone could say pre-All Saints
Saints Eve. Wait, what's All Saints Day? The first?
I think it's got to be the first.
Halloween is All Saints Day Eve.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the Day of the Dead Mexican? Is that Halloween?
Where's Cinco de Mayo in there?
No.
Yeah. My Mexican holidays just get all confused.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something official for them, but there's a Day of the Dead. You know, you've seen Coco.
I have not
More
seen
importantly, do you know Mucho Burrito? The
I do know
restaurant?
Mucho Burrito,
So every
of course.
October they have this ghost pepper. My mouth is watering right now. Just
It's
thinking
that
about
good?
it. I just had it the other day. Every October leading up to Halloween, they have a Day of the Dead ghost pepper burrito.
Halloween
that
is so fun.
Ghost pepper marmalade.
What?
It's amazing.
Did they like shred oranges or
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
marmalade?
It's
That sounds exciting.
addictive. It's so good. So that's today's idiom is having skeletons in the closet.
That's a good one.
I gotta before we get into anything about
Something about coming out of the closet.
something like that. I got a real skeleton in the closet story.
Okay.
So
Wow.
you've heard me talk about my music days, touring around, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? We were doing a music festival.
Confession is good for the soul.
We were doing a music festival in Pennsylvania, and
Like Amish country, you're deep in.
it was not that
Yeah.
far from Amish country. It was in Oil City. It's all coming
of course
back
it
to
was.
me. Oil City, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Anyway, there was in the people who know people, the promoters, everybody putting this whole deal together. There was this very wealthy woman. Now she has her own story. Like she has an
Did
autobiography.
you live in a mansion on a rocking chair?
She lived in a mansion.
I
She
could
owned a
feel
mansion.
this story.
She owned a mansion. She did not live there. And so she's like, oh, well, one of the bands can just stay there, save on hotel
You could
costs.
stay with my son Norman.
So they put us up with Jeff Fenholt, who is the original singer of Black Sabbath.
Oh, this sounds terrifying.
And
already.
so he wanted nothing to do with it. He's like, I'm Jeff Fenholt. He went and got his hotel. So we had this
Right.
mansion on, I don't know, like 1,000 acres with like, you know, those out of a movie, hedges that make a maze and
Yeah.
the Greek pool.
Right.
So all that, but overrun. Like it has not been maintained
okay.
really. But it's
It
still
makes it
like
even creepier.
Yeah, it's still like, this is amazing.
I'm so famished. Who wants a bad head?
Downstairs, there's this antique player piano with cartridges that you can change out the songs. So we're like messing around. Library, like floor to ceiling library. We're just snooping. We're 4 guys left alone in this mansion to do whatever. We each have our own wing, pretty much.
That sounds scary.
Had this like giant bathtub with those
bat
eagle
wing.
legs, you know? You know what? Can you picture that? Where
Yeah,
they got like
yeah,
actual
talons.
talon legs.
Right.
And it was just this phenomenal place. So inside, beautiful. Anyway, we're snoop, open the closet in my bedroom.
An actual skeleton in the closet.
Skeleton. So it ended up being like a medical, hinged together. And found a skeleton. Kind of like the one we have behind us if you're watching on YouTube.
That's
that skeleton
crazy.
the next morning is what I woke up to. And that's what it's like touring with your buddies. Is I rolled over, clackety clack. I went, holy crap, there's a skeleton
That's
in my
gross.
bed. So I have woken up to a legit human skeleton in my life.
That's terrible.
That came out of the
That's
closet.
terrible. There you go. The skeleton that came out
I
of the
lived
closet.
I spent 2 nights in a
That's
spooky
like
mansion with a
live-
real skeleton and a
live
player
idiom.
piano.
An actual in the flesh idiom.
Yeah.
Personified in real world.
It was fun.
We'll have must have something scary in a closeted story.
So there's your definition, right?
Right.
Skeletons in the closet are like the expression is having a secret source of shame, right? That could come out at any moment. You
Right.
don't want somebody to know about this skeleton in your closet.
Right.
Yeah. What's yours? Go ahead. Confession.
All right.
Mine is just an actual. I
Confession
found a
is good for
skeleton
this.
in the closet.
I'll tell one, a real one, if you'll tell a real one.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
I'll start off with
open
mine.
bookish.
I'll start off with mine. It's always like we try and leave like a real consistent life. How you are in one area is the same in every area.
Yeah.
And so this is an untypical type story, but again, teenager. So there's got to be some grace there. But this is one of those terrible stories that I've shared only once, but now we're just gonna share it to hundreds.
All right.
So teenager, up and coming, was a special event. Poor as poor. And an event.
You were poor, but there's an event coming up.
Event coming up
Got it.
that required to honor someone, and thought, this kind of event really requires flowers. And poor is poor, and so full out went to a cemetery, stole flowers off of a grave, and gave them to another person.
No, you didn't.
I did that. I stole flowers from a cemetery.
From a skeleton, probably.
Confession is good for this. I felt so bad. Not at the time. At the time, I was like, "This is clever." But
Okay, I realized I do have one.
I did it one time with a friend to give on this special occasion because we were so poor. Isn't that terrible?
It's kind of awesome.
So
Okay, I have one. I have
That's
one.
terrible.
I've kept this secret for years. I don't even know if it's a secret. So I was going to say a secret from my wife, which sounds worse than it is. But it's just like it never came up. She wouldn't love it.
Sure.
And a friend of mine, full on pulled that skeleton out of my closet just a couple nights ago.
Okay, which one?
All it was one single time I smoked a cigar.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You don't seem like the type.
And my friend in front of her is just like, remember that time that we just like went snowboarding and you tried your first cigar? I'm like, what are you doing right now?
That friend's a jerk.
That friend was you.
What? Who would do that?
You saw the look I was giving you, like, stop talking.
What are you saying right now? Oh, well. As long as it was just that one time, things happen in life.
That was fun. It was all fun. She didn't care. There's worse things.
There are worse things. The comedian Norm Macdonald has that funny routine about being deeply closeted.
Okay.
He's saying of himself that he was a deeply closeted homosexual. And then
Norm Macdonald says
Norm
this?
Macdonald says this with Larry King in an interview with Larry King, to which Larry King says
I had no idea.
I had no idea, Norm. That's like, I didn't know you were living a homosexual life. He's like, whoa, not that. But you just said you were deeply closeted. Yeah, I'm deeply closeted. I'm not going to admit that. And so his whole comedy angle was on how deeply closeted he was that he could never admit that.
Never admit it.
But you
you are.
But
No.
you just said, so you're saying that you live that lifestyle. No, I wouldn't. Why would I say that? I'm deep. But you just said you're deep. Yes, I'm deeply closeted.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And so
I've not seen
his
that.
whole bit was about the phrase being deeply closeted.
Hilarious.
So the skeleton in
that
the
sounds
closet.
exactly like Norm
Yeah,
Macdonald,
so
actually.
because his whole routine is kind of off kilter like that to kind of catch you blindsided.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever found a skeleton? Like, obviously not human, because I would know that story probably, but like, we were swapping childhood stories before about you like hanging out in the ravine, and we had lived near a golf course. We were always in the woods that surrounded the golf
little
course.
stand by me.
Yeah, well, no, not like a human, but like, what is that? Like the squirrel, or it's
Oh yeah, I found some good ones.
some skulls of a bird.
I recall in elementary school, because the crossing guard was furious with me and wouldn't let me cross the street because I'd found a dead bird skeleton and flipped it into like a little bag, and the people who I with are like, "Oh, it's so disgusting! You got disease now. He's got a bird skeleton in a bag." and the crossing guard lady wouldn't let me cross the
What does that have to
street.
do with crossing the street?
I don't know. She just had a little parental moment and was not going to let me cross
So,
the street with this dead bird in a bag.
So what did you do? You not go to school that day? What are you gonna do? Like,
No, I
hand
think
her the bag?
I think I took the bag over to like a bush and emptied the dead
Oh,
bird
that's all it
skeleton
was.
back.
She just wanted you to dispose
She
of
didn't
it.
want me taking it into the school.
Got it.
Which, fair enough. Like that, I don't know where like bird flu or avian grossness comes from, but I can't help.
Right.
Right.
I remember
There's no KFC.
unrelated to skeletons, it just popped in my head. Hearing a story, And I'm trying to remember if I read this or if it's literally someone, like a friend of mine that this happened to, but show and tell kind of day, they snapped off this old beehive that it was hanging from a branch.
Nice.
And carried it on the branch, perfect condition, carries it into the class. Well, it turns out that bees hibernate, and it was just cold enough that the bees, it wasn't a evacuated beehive, and the warmth of the classroom,
Oh no!
they all started coming to life and just swarming the classroom.
That's terrible.
So the crossing guard, I don't think the bird would have come back reanimated, but
No, it's like
crossing guard's right.
Stephen King film.
The crossing guard knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and then probably the largest skeleton I came across. I know I've told you my dead horse story.
Yeah.
But that in the woods there was this, whether it was a horse skeleton or a deer or some caribou or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Buffalo skeleton. And so I got my oldest son, I don't know, whatever he was, like at the time, 10, whatever. It's like, lie down beside the skeleton
Oh
so
my
I
goodness.
could take your picture.
See, there's that picture
Of course
somewhere.
he did. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture pops up on one of our video screen things every once in a while, screensavery type things.
I'm not a particularly...
But beside like a dead horse. So
I'm sure his mom loved that.
yeah,
I'm not a particularly dark person, but there's something... I like stuff with skulls on it.
that's funny because you're not a dark person at
No,
all.
but I've got on my keys, I got a little skull. And
Maybe you're just trying to get it out somehow.
there's a biker inside me somewhere.
Yeah,
Big,
little something.
I need a big pinky ring of a skull or something. That's too
Just right across your four knuckles skull.
much. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But I'm
with 2 L's on.
I
the
am.
one knuckle.
If you watch on YouTube, there's a full-on human skeleton behind us, but there's always a dinosaur skull in the back, and I've always wondered if it's just my love of dinosaurs because skeleton of a dinosaur. That's my favorite thing.
I'd heard that you were fired from being a paleontologist, but I guess that's probably one skeleton you didn't want out of the closet.
That's so stupid.
That's my joke for this week.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
The fired paleontologist?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. You didn't want that skeleton. My joke, I couldn't form a joke, but I'll tell you where I was going with it because
okay.
it was more of a bit that I'm sure could be
Let's see if we
developed
can-
into a couple
Let's
of
see
jokes.
if we can flesh out your skeleton joke.
True story. True story. Michael Jackson, back in the day, attempted to buy the bones of the Elephant Man.
Yeah.
And he bid on it from the whatever London hospital that's had it ever since 1860 or whenever he died. And he bid on it. They said, no, they're not for sale. He upped his bid, not to say that there's a price on everything, but to show his serious intent.
Right.
And so that whole
I'm not just
story-
messing around with wanting this skeleton.
Yeah, this is real. And the whole thing was that some sort of cover-up so that in the future when the stories come out, and we won't get into that, but the stories come out about Michael Jackson, he could just honestly say, yeah, no, there are skeletons in my closet.
Right. So he passes a lie detector.
I've always said that.
Right.
Yeah. I've always said there's
What's that
skeletons.
guy's name? It's going to bug me now.
His name is...
It's in a song.
Something Carey Merrick. James?
Alec?
Joseph Carey Merrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I had it jotted down here somewhere. Joseph Carey Merrick.
That's a mouthful.
America.
Yeah.
Merrick.
Yeah. So, in terms of having a skeleton in the closet, that's its general meaning. But do you know anything about where this thing came from?
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origin.
Oh, Fire Marshal Bill?
I know. When you dry off your upper lip and then stick it in.
Nice.
That's the good skeleton. Let me tell you something.
Good Jim Carrey. Well, the phrase "a skeleton in the closet" was coined in England in the 19th century. But since it was a phrase back in 18 whatever. But since then, closet has become notoriously used only to mean water closet in England. So it means lavatory, bathroom. And so it evolved over there, but stuck in America and Canada. So over there, they say skeletons in the cupboard.
Oh.
And over here, because otherwise it's like skeletons in your bathroom.
Which just makes no
Which
sense.
makes no sense.
Compared to skeletons in your cupboard.
Right.
Which makes a ton of sense.
Here we say skeleton in the closet. Over there they say there's a skeleton in your cupboard. Do you have any skeletons in your cupboard? The phrase was first used in the early 1800s, like I said, and the first reference that I found in the few articles that I looked up was a figurative one in a thing written by William Henry Stoll in the UK monthly periodical called the Eclectic Review. So this is 1816, and the skeleton in this case was represented disease, whether it's infectious or hereditary. And let's see if I have the quote. Two great sources of distress are the danger of contagion and apprehension of hereditary diseases, the dread of being the cause of misery. To posterity has prevailed over men to conceal the skeleton in the closet. So it was really closely connected to disease, which makes sense. So that was sort of the first reference, but this is actually way more interesting than I expected this to be, the origins.
Keep going, buddy. You're on a roll right now.
Because it is suggested that this phrase comes from the era, so prior to 1832, there a certain act didn't exist. It was illegal to use human bodies, whether it's for medical or research.
Cadaver?
Yeah.
Illegal.
Illegal. So in 1832, there was the Anatomy Act, which allowed more extensive uses of corpses, and under the proper guidelines, you could have a skeleton in your science lab for study and whatnot. So prior to that, they were swiping them. They were grave robbers. They're like, we still need to study. Like,
right. How are you supposed to learn about these things?
Right. So they were stealing bodies and hiding them in their closets. Like, they literally had
just such
not figurative, literal skeletons in their closets.
A change of ethic. Because I would think that back in a day gone by, when there would be less concern for human life, that you would just do things on bodies.
Right. Fun. Yeah.
It's like live ones.
Sure. Yeah.
Like
kidnap or
this
unwanted children or
this has no feeling of value, and so go ahead, experiment away. Let's find out what's going on with this.
So it was illegal. They're hiding them, and secretly doctors and the medical field and scientists are. Hey, come on over. I got a skeleton in my closet.
Doctor, we want to see what I got in my closet, my cupboard.
His cranium open, and it was. So they don't know that that's for sure the connection to the saying, but it's for sure something that was happening. Grave robbers for medical purposes until the Anatomy Act in 1832.
Oh, reality is so much more interesting than
right?
fiction.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, so having access to like a cadaver would have been so advantageous. Yeah, it would like totally up your game.
If you think about the crazy things in our history when it comes to medical practice and things that would never be allowed today, but we are so much further along because they did happen illegally.
Well, like Isle of Dr. Moreau kind of.
Yeah, well, apparently there was all sorts of crazy, illegal, inhumane practices going on during the Nazi regime for the sake of science.
Right.
That is like awful. I can
believe that.
Yet, we have advanced because of it.
Oh, you're just sick.
Right? It is sick.
So it's like because of these terrible things, we made big strides.
We did, but it's not right.
At the expense of...
Yeah. It's hard to kind of wrap your skeleton around, your skull around.
Your skeleton. In terms of like lightening it up a bit.
What for?
Well, you know.
All right.
Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
What's going on in your household? I know you have a fine young
cannibal
lady who is likely to dress up. She loves dress up.
Well, let's see how caught up in pop culture you are.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you.
Probably not going to be good.
Who she is dressing up as. Well, last year. So this is a different era for like what did we dress up as kids, like cowboys and Star Wars characters, right?
Right.
Last year she dressed up as Miranda Sings.
That's amazing.
You know who that is?
Yes.
This year she's dressing up has the costume the whole bit as JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, I'm out.
See? Yeah. And
who's that? Will her friends know who she is?
Oh, yeah. 14-year-old YouTube sensation.
Oh, see, that's awesome.
Yeah, she just went to her concert.
I don't even know who this person is.
Yeah, she performed. She did Thunderbird Stadium.
Wow.
And touring all over the place. Worth, like, I think they said worth like $40 million, something crazy right now. Yeah. She's killing it. And,
good for her.
And, clean, like,
yeah.
I love that she's watching her. She's She's great.
And so she's gonna dress
I know
up.
all the songs.
She's gonna dress up. Oh, so she's like full song and dance person.
Oh, she
not
so
just
her
a YouTube
costume.
personality.
Yeah, she's singing, recording. She's
Is she like iCarly?
Now
Or
she's
Miranda
kind of.
Cosgrove?
I was just gonna say now she's kind of been. It was all YouTube.
Okay.
And now she's kind of been snagged by Nickelodeon.
Okay, yeah.
It's still all YouTube. I haven't seen her on anything other than awards shows. But
What you just described as iCarly.
Yeah, Nickelodeon is definitely in there. Yeah.
Towards not even in my era, but
Oh
iCarly.
yeah. I've watched every episode of iCarly.
Yeah, from when like my kids loved iCarly.
Yeah.
That was. And trying to think of Halloween costumes.
Do you have do you do yourself? Do you do a costume?
Sometimes I've recycled a costume to be various things. So I got my dad one year to build me a box with a lid. And so the lid's propped open and I'm kind of in the box. So I'm closeted in my own little box.
Right.
And so then I just change up what the box
So
is.
if you put on a skeleton morph suit, you could be a skeleton in a closet.
I could be, or a cupboard if I was in the UK.
Right.
And or it's a giant ammunitions can.
Right.
Or it's a green waste bin.
Right,
It's
sure, yeah.
Or I was a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Coming out of
a new box.
You just change the box,
That's
whatever
great.
it is. Yeah, it's awesome.
Little suspenders holding it on, or how's that work?
Yeah, a little over the strap system. But this year, my number 3 she cracks me up. She's got braces this year. And so I'm like, what are you going to do? Are you dress up?
What are you going to do?
And so she says, I need to go get a goldfish. Will you go buy me
A real goldfish?
A goldfish. I'm like, oh, probably a real one. We're going to kill it, but we'll see if we can find you a plastic one. She goes, I'm going to need some sort of like
I know where you're going with
elastic
this.
band
Wow.
type thing. And so I'm like, I went and found this doctor's, like a stethoscope thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at it, and I'm like, I wonder if you could put that like around your
For
head.
what?
So that she could wrap
for
it
the
around
head
her
bracket
her head
braces
to be,
thing.
Yeah, to be the headgear for braces with her. So she's got her big braces.
What's the name of the character?
Named Darla.
Darla from
Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
And so she does it where she's got this big goldfish in a mesh bag and she just shakes it with this insane look on her face with her
so
braces.
smart.
Yeah, so she's Darla from Finding Nemo, which cracks me up.
That's
so creative.
I haven't pieced it together yet, but I'm gonna try and be Duke Kaboom.
Oh man, is this what's happening right now?
Toy Story 4.
Oh, okay.
Did you see Toy Story 4?
No.
So, the Land of Toys, they bring in, it was kind of a weird leap. They bring in this almost like Evel Knievel character, but he's Canadian. And his name is Duke Kaboom. Kaboom is spelled with a C. He's got a maple leaf on his belt buckle.
Like a Q. Duke Kaboom.
Yeah, he has a French accent.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen it, but it just leads into the character.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's
Duke
basically
Kaboom.
a white jumpsuit, kind of Evel Knievel
It's
style
Duke
with
Kaboom.
some red stripes. I'm like, I'm going to be Duke Kaboom. Big handlebar mustache. And
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
So yeah, that it needs, like, the more niche it is like that, it's the funnier it is.
Yeah.
When no one's like, who are you? But then the lights go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
You kind of made light of it a little bit, but the American expression, American, it's worldwide now, coming out of the closet, or to come out, started being used in the 60s, directly comes from skeleton in the closet. So homosexual lifestyle, coming out of the closet comes from, this is a skeleton in your closet. You want nobody to know.
Oh.
And so now coming out it comes from that directly.
Oh, okay.
So it is all connected.
The world is a small place.
Yeah, let me play something.
Sure.
You're gonna like this. It's a little bit long. Bear with me.
Okay, I'm gonna talk over it a bit.
All women have a skeleton in the closet. All women have done something that only them and another person knows about. All women have one skeleton. Even little sweet innocent ones have something that only them and another person knows about. All women. Don't be. I look at the guys looking at their women again like this. You got skeletons in your closet.
He just kept saying it. I'm like, what a great clip.
I knew the voice, but I didn't know the routine.
Yeah, it's from Raw. Remember Raw?
I do. I
Yeah,
don't remember
vaguely.
this.
It's way back in the day. I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Was that the red?
Purple.
Oh, yeah.
Red was Delirious.
Okay, yeah, the Eddie Murphys.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's special.
His voice is so distinct.
so distinct.
It's like,
it's either Eddie
is that
Murphy
Donkey?
or the donkey. Yeah,
Is that Donkey? Didn't know Donkey had a special.
exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. I'm excited about Halloween. I like doing up Halloween, and
I have one for you after this.
you have one what joke?
No, a Halloween, like, just thing I love about Halloween.
Oh yeah, give it to me. I was just rambling.
Oh, okay. And it's something that kind of got like a mutual inspiration amongst our friend group at work. Kind of kicked off with our friend Ryan, was to make Halloween a thing.
Yeah.
That this was a one time of year where the neighbors really came out and went like door to door to engage with each other.
Right. Like they're coming to you.
They're coming right to my house. Like,
Yeah.
how much more friendly of a time of year is that?
Yeah.
Even at the most like loving time of year, like Christmas, or
They're not knocking on your door.
no one's coming to my
They're not
door.
caroling door to door very
No.
often anymore.
No, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
And so I set up tents, and I have hot chocolate station for the parents, and a
love
candy
this.
station, and a little fire pit with chairs to sit around and try and slow people down and talk and do all of that sort of thing.
Love this.
Yeah, so that's been something we've done these last several years to
And
on my
what you
on
had
my
in your
driveway.
head, did it come to fruition? Like people pause, hang out?
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah, and it all got our friend Ryan like had a full out shooting gallery with like cork guns and stuff inside of his garage.
That's great.
To kind of stop people and just for a minute, so that
Instead of just hand the candy, move along.
well,
like, get
that
to
it
know
wasn't
your
just
neighbors.
about the kids, but it was like a get to know your community time.
I love that.
Yeah, so it made something of the day. So less and less, I think, Halloween has gotten away from, or for the most part, like in more so in our day, where it was like, Freddy Krueger coming to get you, or Michael Myers,
Yeah,
and
there's
slashers.
a scary
and,
element out there, but nobody's celebrating the scary. They're celebrating kids getting candy, celebrating
You want to go with some candy? You
costumes,
wanna have
dress
some
up
laugh?
as something
Right.
else. Like, yes, there are people that take it to a scary level, but it does not have to be.
Right.
You know what I always thought would be fun was to dress your house up like something. So dress, not just, some people.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Some people, yeah. Some people will add, spider webs and
It's iCarly. Don't you recognize it?
but seriously, like, what do you want your house to be? I'm going to dress it up like a 7-Eleven.
That's funny.
What's a costume for a building? It would be to look like a different building. It would be.
This is.
Is your house look like a
I
7-Eleven?
barely summon up enough energy to
To
do
reuse the
Christmas
box?
lights. So dressing my house up is like
I just think it'd be a cool idea. Wow. Well, we play a game called Riddle Inc. every episode, and today is no different. Riddle Inc. is a game we came up with years and years and years ago. It's starts with a 2-part question, usually trivia based or topic based, and requires a 2-part overlapping answer, overlapping by sound or syllable or whatever. I'm sure if you're listening, you'll catch on really quick.
Let me give you one to kind of get the ball rolling.
All right.
That's a hidden secret in the IKEA El Varley section.
Say the last part.
The IKEA El Varley.
Oh no. Okay, so skeletons in the closet.
Just think about it. That's a hidden secret in the IKEA El Varley section.
Skeletons in the closet section. Skeletons in the closet. I don't know.
Nice.
Closet organizer?
Yeah.
Is that what the code word was? The Swedish code word?
Yeah.
So
The,
skeletons in the closet organizer?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
yeah.
I'm like,
There's,
do I need to actually know IKEA
you
products?
don't need to know a thing. I wouldn't do
Today's
that to you.
episode has been brought to you by IKEA. Somebody sponsor us. Okay, let me give you one.
Sure.
This fruit and cinnamon flavored Kellogg cereal sings "This is Halloween."
Fruit and cinnamon.
I'll give you a little
Like a Fruit Loop kind of thing.
heads up. It's not available in Canada,
Oh man, that's gonna make it even
and
harder.
it might be the fruit that Eve bit into.
Well, Apple Jacks is probably. And tell me the end.
Sings the song "This is Halloween"
Yep, you're
from
still-
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Applejack Skeleton.
Skellington.
Skellington.
Yeah,
Oh,
Applejack
wow.
Skellington.
That's why I didn't know the song, but of course I've seen the movie. That's funny.
I knew it was
It's gonna have
tricky
some,
one, but
I don't mind. It's
I like
when
I
that,
like the process.
It's when it's happening around the table and one team is just kind of like going on. They got
Oh,
two or
that's
three
Applejack's. Oh, I know who sings that.
Yeah,
yeah. You need.
So it's
you
good.
need the. You
It was
need the team.
collaborative. It's collaborative.
You got another one?
Oh yeah, I got one for you here. Jim Gaffigan's 6th stand-up album
Oh man,
is a skeletonologist's dream.
a skeletonologist. Is that a real word?
In my mind,
Okay.
you'll know what it is.
So, Jim Gaffigan's 6th album. I don't know what order they're in. So there's Obsessed. There's Beyond the Pale. There's
Noble Ape.
Noble Ape. Is that the one?
Nope. You've already said it, though.
Oh, okay. What was the second part?
Is a skeletonologist's dream.
Oh, okay. I got it. Beyond the Paleontologist.
That's it.
Oh, that's great.
I knew
I
you'd
love
get it. I was trying to make it hard. I'm like, he's going to get this in 5 seconds. How do I, like...
I like it. I like
trick it
that
up
one a
bit?
lot. Beyond the Pale. I should have... Oh, I'm mad that I didn't get it once I got Beyond the Pale.
Yeah, I'm like, he's going to know this one.
Man, that's his 6th album.
His 6th album. I don't know if
I need to go back, find the old ones.
Which was interesting. It was his 6th album, but like Cinco was like down to number 7 or 8.
So Cinco wasn't 5th?
No. In terms of albums, it's in terms of its videos, I think it's the 5th is the video special, but albums is the 6th album.
Oh, good to know.
What do you got for me? Send it
Yeah,
home.
I'm going to give you another one, but don't answer. We'll leave this one, as always, for our village...
Our illegitimate children?
Our illegitimate children
let me tell how they can contact us. So they can reach us at email at thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, Instagram, the.village.idiom, or whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
Perfect. Here's our one to take home with you. The archenemy of He-Man plays for this let me start over. I got distracted in my own notes here. The archenemy of He-Man plays for this 2019 championship NBA team named after fossils.
Woo!
Got it?
That's a mouthful. Well, we've enjoyed putting today's episode together. We hope you've enjoyed it too. I am Skinny.
I am Jurassic Elephant Man Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Oh man, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Do that again. And these
are the Village Idioms.
I got some skeletons in my closet and I don't know.
That's 3 minutes gone.